Hey guys, I'm Glitter Valkyrie, and today we're going to summon on the Book 6 Begins Ash and More banner. They added so many beloved Awakening characters, and they gave us an adorable new OC, so I'm really hoping we can get some of these characters today. So we will talk about this banner as we go along, but let's go ahead and get started. Okay, so I think that our plan for today is going to be to pull colorless and red, and I feel really bad saying that because I do really like Basilio as a character, but I would prefer to get him passively as a 4-star like later on. So I think that we will kind of stay away from those greens today. And it's probably a bad idea because Orochi's like never gonna come home if I don't pull greens. But I really want to maximize my chances of getting the 5 stars today. And in terms of the characters that I kind of want the most on the banner, I think that Priam is probably at the top of the list. And I know I'm going to say his name wrong at some point during this video because he has always been Priam in my head. But I'm going to do my best. And I think that he is probably number 1 just because we do get Ash for free. And I have never really talked about Priam before. I really struggled with that name. But I actually enjoyed him in Awakening. I was really excited when he was added as a Spot Pass character. I really like his design, and I loved his map when he was added. And he was a character that I was actually waiting for in Fae, so when he was added, I was super excited about that. And I think he's going to be a really fun character to use in Fae. So for all those reasons, I think he is at the top of the list, but Ash is like a super close second. And it was kind of a roller coaster of emotions when I saw that she was added because at first I wasn't really sure, but her design is so adorable and I absolutely love what they did with her sprite. I love that they made her a cow. I think it's just so well done and I think she's super adorable and I'm really hoping that we can get a couple copies today. And I guess we can talk about the other 5-star that we have on the banner, Flavia. And she is a character that I did like when I played Awakening, but I am a little bit worried that she's not going to really stand out in Fae quite as much with her kit. I do think that her C skill is interesting, and if we get her, that would be super great, but if we don't get her, I am not going to be upset. So I guess that kind of does cover all of the Oh no! Oh no! Oh, we got Hubert. Okay. All right, let's check IVs. And that is a Hubert. Okay. I am so sorry to all the Hubert fans, but he is one of my least favorite characters, and I feel like his fodder is like terrible in Fae. But maybe I can give Infantry Hexblade to, I don't know, someone. But you know what? Hopefully he did not curse our session, and we will just keep going, and hopefully it'll turn around. So I did cover all of the characters on the banner, but we did not talk about our GHB, and he is actually one of the ones that I'm most excited for. Yen Fei was on my bingo board for characters that I wanted added to Fae this year, and he was just the most amazing reveal for me. And it's even better that he's going to be like a really good unit, especially for a free character. So I am going to think about plus 10ing him. He does cost grails, so it's always something to think about. But I am just so happy that he is here with a really good kit. And I guess that kind of does cover everyone. I did want to talk about this upcoming year and making another bingo board because I did make one for this year and I was so close to a bingo. Really, all we needed was Lucia for it to happen. But we did not, and I'm just going to hold out hope that next year we can see Lucia along with some of those other characters. And I'm probably going to try and make a bingo board for next year too. And in addition to that, I'm probably going to do a Resplendent Hero bingo board because I think there are so many characters that deserve Resplendent. Oh my gosh! Oh my goodness, we got Flavia. I am really excited to see her. Okay, let's check IVs. And she is plus HP minus res. That's relatively neutral, so I'll take it. And we will just keep going. I was saying I was going to make a Resplendent bingo board for next year as well. I actually did make one for this year, but then I forgot to tweet it and it was like too late and like half the characters were already added. So hopefully we can do one for next year. So I guess we kind of covered everything I wanted to talk about and we can answer some viewer questions now. And as always, if I did not get to your question, I'm so sorry. I will try to answer in a future one. And if you think of a question you want to ask me, you can just leave it in the comments with #question, and I will put your question on my list. So our first question today comes from Erica Stokes, and they ask, could you please explain in detail why you love Claude so much? He personally does nothing for me, and I'd love to know what makes you a diehard fan of him. Okay, I will do my best. Oh my goodness. That is a Lynn. Oh my gosh. You know what? I love her resplendent art so much that I am totally happy with this. Okay, let's check IVs. And she is plus attack. I can't remember if the one I have is plus attack or plus speed, but either way, that is super great. So getting back to this lucky question from Erica, there are so many reasons why I love Claude. And I guess we should get the shallow one out of the way, and that is his design. And truly, that is why I chose Golden. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh, we got Ash. I am so excited to see her. And we get a blessing. Okay, let's check IVs. And she is plus defense minus HP. She's super tanky, so that'll be really good for her. But getting back to this question from Erica, the shallow reason is Claude's design. When I first saw his time skip design, I was immediately like, well, I guess holy smokes. Oh my goodness, we got another one. Oh my goodness, I don't have words. And we get a blessing. Okay, let's check this one. And she is plus attack minus speed. I think this is the one that we're going to keep and we'll merge into her. I don't think that her fodder is super amazing. I'll have to check, but I really do think that I want to merge her because I think she is so adorable. But getting back to this insanely lucky question from Erica, thank you so much, about why I love Claude. I had talked about his design, and that's why I initially chose Golden Deer, but there are so many other reasons. A lot of it is his personality. I think he's super fun, and he's a great contrast to the other two lords who are very serious, with good reason, of course, but I think he is a ton of fun, and I also love that he is truly like an intelligent character, because a lot of my other favorites, I will be real, they make poor choices, they are not the smartest, but I love them anyway. But he is a character that is truly intelligent, and I really appreciate that about him. And I also love his backstory and that he overcame kind of adversity being an outsider, because I feel like many of us can relate in that we don't always feel like we fit in. And as we get older, we kind of rise above it and make our way in the world. And I really love that story for him. And the last thing that's probably the most important is the fact that he stands for equality. And that's a value that's extremely important to me, like in real life. And so that just really resonated with me and made me love him even more. And so that's why I feel the way that I do. His design is great. I love his backstory. I love what he stands for. And for all those reasons, you should all be Golden Deer. But again, thank you, Erica, for that super lucky question. Okay, you know what? I'm feeling this green. I feel like we should pull the green. So let's go ahead and answer another one. And this comes from Exalts, and there are two questions for me. And they ask, what is a daily commission in Genshin that you absolutely despise doing? And are you pulling for Ito? Okay, so yes, there are some Genshin commissions that I absolutely hate. And I think the biggest one is where you have to protect the balloon, mostly because I'm super lazy and it takes way too much time. Oh my goodness. I am so glad we pulled that green. I'm so happy to see him. All right, let's check IVs. And he is plus defense. That is super good for him. So we probably don't need to pull any more greens, but I'm really, really glad that I did. But getting back to this lucky question from Exalts, I hate the commission where you have to protect the balloon. It takes way too much time. There are too many mobs. I don't have time for it. But I also don't love the ones where you have to go to like 10 million different places just because I'm so incredibly lazy. And my favorite one is where you have the mage and like 3 or 4 other little enemies and you can clear it in like 30 seconds. It's the best one. But as for the second part of your question about Ito, I am actually in saving mode right now on my main account, and I will not be pulling on this patch or the next one. And that is because I really, really want Yai Miko, and maybe Ayato as well. And because Primo Gems are so hard to come by, I am not going to be pulling for this patch or the next one. But I do have an alt account, and I try to get characters on that one that I don't get on my main, and I am super close to pity on that, so I think I am going to use my pity on Ito on my alt. I do think that he is going to have a very interesting playstyle. He doesn't really like stand out to me design-wise, but but that's kind of my plan for him. But again, thank you for that super lucky question. And we get an Emran. Okay, we'll pull this next red and we can answer another one. And this comes from Starflame34, and there are a couple for me. And they ask, aside from Faye and Genshin, are there other gachas that you play? And would you like to see a duo unit of the female and male avatar characters together like Robin and Robin or Corrin and Corrin? And would you like to see a harmonized unit of adult Tiki and Marth? Okay, so for your first question, I do not play a ton of gacha games, and I really play Faye and Genshin in spite of the fact that they are gachas because I really don't like, holy smokes. Oh my goodness, I am so happy to see him. He is a great unit. Let's check IVs. And he is plus res. I will take that. I can't promise that I won't give his very valuable skills to somebody, but I am always happy to see Julian. That's amazing. But getting back to your question, Starflame, really the only other gacha that I play is World Flipper, and that's super, oh my gosh. Oh my goodness, we got Priam. I am so happy to see him. All right, let's check IVs. And he is plus attack. Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. Now I don't know who I'm going to spark for. Oh my gosh. It's probably either going to be him or Ash. I'll have to think about it, but I am so happy that I got him at plus attack. But getting back to this extremely lucky question, I really only play World Flipper super casually, but that's really the only other one aside from Faye and Genshin. And as for a duo of the two avatars, I would love to see that because in these games, they never get to meet. So I think that like Byleth and Byleth or Robin and Robin would be super cool. And as for a duo of adult Tiki and Marth, I think that would be adorable because I feel like adult Tiki kind of gets shafted with alts for some reason. And I would just love to see them interact. But again, thank you for that super lucky question. Okay, smoke. And we get an Eliwood. Okay, so we'll back out and we will answer another one. And this comes from Chibi Robin. And they ask, what Fire Emblem villain do you want the most in the game? This is an easy one for me. I would have to say Nurgle. He is a character that by no stretch of the imagination is a nice person, but I think he's in... Oh my goodness. Oh my gosh. We got Marianne. Oh my goodness. I got to like, I want to say 6% for her on her debut banner. And she is plus res. I am so happy with this. Oh my gosh. I think that's the best IV one I've ever gotten, so I am so beyond happy. And I'm sorry, I feel like I've lost all my words, but that is an amazing pull for me. But getting back to your very lucky question, Chibi Robin, my answer is Nurgle because, well, he is like a terrible person. He is interesting, and I love that in a character. So he is a character that I want to see in the future. But thank you for that super lucky question. And let's go ahead and answer another one, and this comes from Riley Basnet and Rayson. And they ask, what character from Awakening that isn't already in Fae do you want to see the most? So to be perfectly honest, the characters that I want the most are already here. But one character that I feel like is missing and I was kind of sad that he didn't show up was Vike, and I may be saying his name wrong. But he is a character that is so vibrant and memorable, and it's really surprising that he is not in Fae. So maybe I will put him on my bingo board for this coming year because I feel like he deserves to be here. He's really fun, and I do love to pair him with Lissa. So I think that he would be my answer, but thank you for that great question. Okay, smoke. Please be Ash. It's Matthew. All right, let's pull this last colorless and then we can go ahead and spark. Smoke. Cows? Not cows. It's Chad. All right, so we have hit our 40, so we'll back out. And I do want to check skills real quick before I make this choice. So let's do that. We'll check Ash, and I don't think it's the best fodder. And that's better fodder, but you know what? I think I want my cows. I think we'll go for an Ash copy. Yes, I am super sure. Oh gosh, I'm really hoping that they do the same thing for the Christmas banner. That would be super nice. Yay! She is so adorable. I love her so much. And we got a blessing, and we got the thing. All right, so we are going to go ahead and end things here. I am so beyond happy with how this went, and I hope that you guys were just as lucky. And if you have not pulled yet, I hope that your tickets bring you everything that you are looking for. I did want to say a big thank you to everybody that submitted questions. I really, really appreciate it. And as always, thanks so much for watching, and have a wonderful day.